everyone, and welcome back to Googie's Kitchen. And if you are new here, then hello and welcome. My name's Alexis, and today I want to show you how to make these delicious vegan chocolate almond butter biscuits. As I just mentioned, today I want to show you how to make my vegan chocolate almond butter biscuits. And this recipe is really easy to do. So if you're looking for quick and simple, you've come to the right place. And at this time of year, when we're all looking for presents for people, I thought these biscuits would make a really nice gift for someone. I love making homemade biscuits, and I know that my friends and family really enjoy receiving them as well. And I thought that these would also make a really nice after dinner treat too. I'm actually making them today because we've run out completely of biscuits in our barrel, and I really fancied some of these, so I thought I'd share the recipe with you today. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mix all of my dry ingredients together, and in this NutriBullet cup I have 200 grams of ground oats. So I've ground these oats in my NutriBullet, and now I'm just going to put them into the large mixing bowl. And then I'm going to add 100 grams of ground almonds as well. So I'm just going to put that in too. And then I have 50 grams of raw cacao powder. So if you wanted to add a bit extra, then please do. If you like your chocolate a bit darker, then please add a bit extra, and maybe take away some of the ground oats. To help, yeah. So I'm just going to mix all of these ingredients together now. And then I'm going to add in 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and this is just to help the ground oats rise. And then I've also got 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, and this is just to add a little bit of extra natural sweetness to the biscuits as well. And cinnamon does make it taste really yummy. If you're not a cinnamon fan, then please take it out, and you could use vanilla powder or vanilla essence if you wanted to. But if you are going to use a vanilla essence, I would use it in the wet ingredients instead. So I'm just going to mix all of these ingredients together now. And then I'm going to move on to mixing my wet ingredients together. So now I'm going to mix all of my wet ingredients together. So in this bowl here I have 150 grams of almond butter. So I'm just going to put this into my pan now. So like so. And then I have 150 grams of vegan butter. You can buy this in supermarkets, and I normally buy it in the butter section, and it's not the cheapest product, and it's made out of coconut oil and almond butter, and it has a little bit of salt in it as well. And yeah, as I said, it's not the cheapest product. It's called, the one I buy is called Vegan Block. This isn't an advert for them, it's the only one I can find in Sainsbury's. So yeah, I'm just going to put this into my pan now. And then I'm also going to add in 100 ml of maple syrup as well. If you can't get the vegan butter, then please use butter or a vegan alternative if you want to make these vegan. If you don't want to make these vegan, then you can use an alternative. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stir all of these ingredients together. So I've put my pan onto a medium heat, and I'm just stirring these until everything melts together. I love vegan biscuits. I think they're delicious, and I love the fact that you can make them vegan as well. I have lots of recipes on my blog, including biscuits and cakes. It's not all vegan food either. There are meat dishes on there, and there's vegetarian dishes as well. So I will link my blog in the description box below for you, so please go check it out. And if you like these sorts of recipes and you want to see more, then don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And please, if you like this video, then please give it a like so that I know to make more of these sorts of videos as well. So everything has melted together nicely now. You don't want this to cook, so as soon as everything has melted in the pan, take it off the heat and pour it into the dry ingredients. So now have my dry ingredients in one bowl and I have my wet ingredients in the other. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix these ingredients together now. So I'm just putting all of this into this large mixing bowl, like so. And then I'm just going to mix this together until it forms a dough. And if it doesn't become doughy, or if it's too crumbly, then you can always add a bit of milk if you want to, or you could add a bit more ground oats if you want to, or even a bit of brown rice flour will help it to stick together and make a dough. You just want a doughy consistency. So you want everything to form into a dough ball at the end of this process, which I think it's going to. Yep, there we are. We have our dough ball. And now I'm going to roll this out. I've got myself a rolling pin and I've got some chopping boards here to put my biscuits onto. And I'm going to start to roll these out now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dust one board with some brown rice flour. You can use plain flour. The reason I use brown rice flour is because I'm gluten intolerant. And I find this the best stuff to use when I'm making biscuits. I sometimes include this in my biscuit recipe as well. And then I'm going to grab a piece of the dough and I'm going to put it on the board and I'm just going to squash it down with my hand slightly. And then I'm going to roll it out to about 1/2 centimetre thick. So I'm just going to keep rolling this until it's about 1/2 centimetre thick now. Oh, it smells so good. I can smell the chocolate already. It smells lovely. And now what I'm going to do, I've got myself a small cutter and I'm just going to cut a biscuit from the dough that I've just rolled out. And I'm going to put it on the spare board. And as it's Christmas, you could use Christmas cutters if you wanted to. I use this because it was the easiest one I could find today. My Christmas cutters are at the back of the cupboard and I have to be honest, I could not be bothered to go and get them today, so I'm just using these. But yes, you could use Christmas cutters if you wanted to, or any type of cutter you like. If you want to feed them to children, then cars and buses and trains and things are always good as well. So yeah, I'm just going to keep doing this until I've used up all of the dough, the biscuit dough now. So I've now used up all of the biscuit dough and I now have 2 trays of biscuits and I'm going to put these into the fridge. Yes, into the fridge. When I put them in the fridge and I put them into the oven when they're really cold, they seem to come out that little bit crunchier and I really love a crunchy biscuit. So these are going to go into the fridge for about 1/2 hour, and while those are in the fridge I'm going to preheat my oven to 180 degrees. So my biscuits have been in the fridge for about 1/2 hour and the oven has been preheating too. And now I'm going to put the biscuits onto my baking trays. And you may notice that the baking trays look slightly different to ordinary baking trays. And I have mentioned this in previous videos before, but these are actually Pampered Chef stones. And the great thing about these is stoneware actually absorbs all of the badness and leaves the goodness in the food. So it makes having a biscuit healthy, so they say. And I bought these from a company called Pampered Chef. Now unfortunately Pampered Chef no longer exists in the UK, but I'm sure you can find a similar alternative on the internet. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put the biscuits onto my baking trays. And these have been heating up, so this is quite a warm job, which is why I'm using this as well. And yeah, so I'm just going to continue putting these onto the baking trays now. So all of my biscuits are now on the baking trays, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these into the oven on there for about 10 to 15 minutes I'd say. They don't need long in the oven and they do come out nice and golden brown after about 10 minutes. So yeah, depending on your oven, Depends on how long you should put them in there, but I normally leave them in there for about 10 to 15 minutes. So the biscuits have been in the oven for 15 minutes now, and they're a lovely golden brown colour. So I'm going to take these out and leave them to cool. So as you can see, I've removed the biscuits from the baking trays and I've put them onto this cooling rack, and I'm going to leave these to cool completely now, and then I'll put them into my biscuit barrel. But I thought this afternoon after my lunch I would enjoy a couple of these with a nice hot chocolate with a spicy twist. So watch out for that video on my channel, and I'm really looking forward to that. But for now, that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to give me a big thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and please feel free to leave any comments below. And please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. See you all soon. Bye.